Hello friends, Laura Whitfield here, your independent Scentsy consultant with Laura's Aroma Retreat. And I am coming to you today for the very first time from my brand new office. Oh my God, you guys, I'm so excited. This has been quite the project for the last week and a half around our house. And it's still a work in progress. Don't get me wrong. But I am officially out of the kitchen, which is amazing. So, you guys know that Lex has gone to school. And then there's also my stepdaughter, Becca, who comes down, occasionally. I know you guys have heard me talk about her. She's a teenager. So she's almost 16. She's about 15 and a half. And it's no fun to come to our house for weekends when she can be out with her friends and be out doing things. And, so as she's gotten older, the amount of time she spends here has gotten less and less and less. And then last weekend was kind of like a culmination because we had both kids home. We went to the apple orchard. We had an amazing time having all four of our kids home. We did a family movie night. We got pizza and ordered candy got candy, and we did Black Widow. And both of the girls informed us that I'm going to take these off. So one of the things I am working with here in the office, the new office, is figuring out my lighting because I have fabulous natural light from these windows, but it reflects quite terribly in my glasses. So I'm going to have to figure that out. So anyways, but Lex is talking about finding a job because she has put herself on a waiting list or several waiting lists for an apartment next year, which means that she needs to be able to save up some cash. And now that she's, been in school for a few months and she's about halfway through with her first year. And I know that sounds crazy because I feel like we just dropped her off at college the other day. And she's coming up to midterms, which is insane that it's gone by this quickly. So anyways, but, she's ready to go back to work. She's ready to get a job again. She's ready to start working, bringing in some money. She really feels that she can, continue to get the grades that she's getting, handle her workload. And she basically was telling me, Mom, I'm bored. I'm so bored because, there's not a whole lot of things going on campus still. I will say Purdue is one of the more lively, more open, more COVID friendly campuses. But still there's not all those normal social activities that you would see otherwise, pre-COVID. So, they're a little more reserved, I would say. But, they want to keep the kids in classes. They want to keep the kids on campus. So I have the utmost respect for the fact that they've kind of cut back down on the social scene where kids are, I don't know, maybe more exposed would be the best way to put it. So she's bored. She's not doing homework. She's like, I'm just, I'm hanging out my dorm, I go get dinner with friends, and then that's kind of it. So we've given her permission to go ahead and look for employment. We'll allow her to take her car down there now that we know she's established. And that her grades she's continuing to maintain her, AB average. But I did warn her. I said, if her grades slip in any way, shape, or form, car comes home, she quits. That's just the way it's got to be. But she's never had a problem with that in the past. So she's ready to get back into the workforce. And with Becca's 16th birthday approaching, she has found a job. So now we've gone from the kids already hardly being home to they're probably almost never going to be home. And we have a 4-bedroom house. And I kept looking at it going, this is so stupid. Why are we wasting 2 bedrooms? So we have been doing some switching around. And I know this was like a long way to get to how I got an office, but I'm good at tangents. So anyways, we've done some switching around. So the upstairs, there's 3 bedrooms upstairs and 1 bedroom downstairs. The bedroom down here that I'm in, that was Becca's room, was kind of always intended to be an office. It's a small bedroom, but it works. It worked for her, you know, on her occasional weekends that she was here, when she's not doing softball, when she's not out with friends, when she's not, you know, wasn't doing babysitting, stuff like that. It worked perfectly for her. But now we're to the point where they're not really going to be home. And we have an extremely large bedroom. We had the two littles in the bigger bedroom because there was two of them. And we have flip-flop things around. So the littles are now in the middle bedroom, or the medium bedroom, which was Lexi's room. And we put the big kids into what we're now calling the dormitory of our house, which is, it's almost the size of the master. Like our master bedroom spans the entire length of one side of the house. And that bedroom that we put the teenagers into, or the big kids, however you want to put it, is really the same size as our master, minus what our closet and master bath space is. So it is a perfect size room. It fits 2 queen size beds quite nicely, along with 2 dressers, 2 desks, the whole 9 yards. So long story short, I now have an office, and I am so excited for this. Now, like I said, it's still a work in progress. I've moved, you know, the pieces of furniture into here. I've got my desk in here, and, you know, some of my storage stuff, my workbench, is in here, but I don't have like anything else up. Like there's nothing on my walls yet. I haven't decorated. I've got warmers going, of course, because that's an absolute necessity. But I still have to put all of the finishing touches on this. And, you know, in the meantime, because I already know that neither of the big kids will be home for at least the next 4 weeks, that gives us time to completely transform that room that we've moved them into. So, like, we tore out the old 1970s wood shelving unit, and we're putting in a nice closet organizer for them. We're repainting. Like, we didn't do any of that for the little kids. We just put them in there and let it go, because we figured, like, whatever they're into now, right, they're not going to be into a few years from now. So it's like this dark gray, and it's not a bad color. I like lighter, brighter colors. So we're redoing that entire room during the time that they're away. And in the meantime, I will be filling in the pieces of decorating my space. But okay, so you're not really here to hear about my office. You are here to talk empties, to talk some brick warming reviews. I do want to throw in a couple of new bars that I picked up as well. So I had done a live unboxing when I got in these bars to my VIP groups. A lot of the time, I'll download that and share it here, because I want my honest to goodness, true first reactions to share with you guys. But my sound cut out about halfway through that live, so we're just gonna wing it. So I did unbox the whiff box and put a couple of things together. So I was talking about the fragrance flower that came in it. It's vanilla bean buttercream. I love this. I am going to be trying this out in our upstairs linen closet. We have a bit of a old house smell going on. That's the best way I can think to put it, in that linen closet. I mean, we're finding it as we continue to renovate this house and other spaces and stuff. Anytime we have to replace a piece of drywall, anytime, you know, we're stripping off a baseboard to put in some new nice white trim, things like that old house smell just kind of pops up. But it's very prevalent in the upstairs linen closet, and I think it's because it's got an access panel to get to the plumbing in the bathroom. So when we bought the house, there was an ancient yellow jet tub in there, and it was awful. I mean, that was one of the first things to go, right? We ripped everything down to the studs in that middle, in the kids' bathroom, which happens to be bigger than my master bath, by the way. I redid that entirely. We got it. But I cannot get this, like, ancient house smell out of this closet. I have tried room sprays, which works temporarily, and I have the room spray from the whiff box here, Almond Croissant. This is not particularly my jam. It's, if you like just like fresh baked bread with no sweetness, like this needs sweetness to me. But if you like just those bakery smells without any type of sugar sweetness, Almond Croissant is fabulous. This would personally just be a mixer for me if I were to pick it up and wax. But I've tried room sprays. This lasts temporarily in that closet. I have tried scent circles. I have tried scent packs. I have tried all kinds of things. And while all of them alleviate this ancient smell, it doesn't keep it gone. So I'm going to be trying a fragrance flower. And I figure this Vanilla Bean Buttercream fragrance flower that came in this month's whiff box was absolutely perfect for it. Because I want my house to smell like a cupcake. Let's just be honest. I like sweet things. I like there to be some sort of sweetness. If I can't have a woodsy note, it needs to have some sort of sweetness to it. And Vanilla Bean Buttercream is a fabulous scent. I think it's pretty universal. And Buttercup Bell is not my personal favorite flower design. I really like the Darling Dahlia just because I feel like it holds up a little bit better. Because these petals will get a little bit droopy as the oil starts to absorb into it. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. But I didn't take the time to color it because I'm going to try this in that upstairs linen closet. They say they last for 60 days, you guys, but my Cozy Cardigan flower lasted me almost 6 full months. So I'm thinking maybe this is the solution to get that old smell out of the closet without me having to rip out drywall. Or at least I'm hoping, fingers crossed. And there is, a slight sag in the center of the house and the foundation, and we're scheduled for spring to get the house lifted because we really picked a fixer-upper, you guys. We didn't realize how much fixing up it was going to need, but we're getting there. So we don't want to tear out the drywall right now and restart that closet because it's dead center where they're going to do the lift. So chances are it's going to crack the drywall and we're going to have to redo it anyways. So I'm going to put Vanilla Bean Buttercream in there. It's a perfect place for it. Those shelves are old and covered in tack paper. So if for some reason, like a petal gets droopy or whatever, and it drips a little bit of oil, I don't really care because it's not going to wreck anything because it's all coming out anyways at some point. So one other thing I want to share with you guys from the whiff box, this sample cup. You guys, you're going to see in my basket here anyways. Fall is my absolute favorite season. It is 100. I love the falling leaves and the colors and the coolness and the hoodies and the sweaters and the pumpkins. But I want it to smell like Christmas. I just do. I love Christmas fragrances. The sweet spices, the pine trees, oh my God, this is so good. I am forgiving slightly, not completely forgiven, but I'm forgiving Scentsy for evergreen and grapefruit. This, you guys, icicles and evergreen, and I have no idea what's in it. It's a sweet pine. It is like a perfectly sweet, sugared, almost like a sugared pine. And I am obsessed. I cannot wait for my kit to get it. Normally, I like to try to wait to open the sample cup and use it in giveaways and stuff for my VIP groups. They're a great prize for games and stuff. But when it said evergreen, I'm like, no, I can't wait for my kit to get here. I know it processed. I know it'll probably be here at some point this week. But I'm on such a pine kick right now that I needed to smell it. And now I need it in everything. Oh my God, that mighty pine. Oh my gosh, that was down the rabbit hole for me. I am ready for all things pine. I am ready for all of those cold weather scents and those festive holiday fragrances. And I'm not alone. Elena is, funny enough, right? We purposely planned her to be an October baby. Or I purposely planned her to be an October baby. She's the little bitty one. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to get an October baby. I'm going to have somebody to share my Halloween crazy hype with. Oh, it's my birthday month. Let's do a Halloween theme. She's a Christmas kid. She's 100%. We go out into the stores and I'm like, Halloween decorations are everywhere. And she's like, Mommy, look at the Christmas lights. At Target. She's like, ooh, those. I caught her watching Christmas movies the other day on her iPad. Watching Disney Christmas movies. I'm like, how about we watch Halloween Town? No, she wanted to watch what is it, like Tuck and Landing or something? I don't know. It's about the Christmas elves. Like, she is totally ready for Santa Claus. So my October baby should have apparently been a December baby, because she's ready to chuck Oogie Boogie right out of the yard and put up Santa Claus. So I don't know. But I guess at least I won't be alone now that Lex is moved out and probably getting an apartment over the summer in my love of pine scents. But now I have an office, and I'll share that with you guys, where I can get away with all the pine I want. So I'm really excited about that. So let's talk a couple new scents though. All right. So whiff box aside, you've probably already seen all the spoiler videos. It's probably no loss that I'm not unboxing with you, but 2 new waxes. Okay. I did actually pick up a 6-pack of these fragrances. So I had somebody order the Villains Warmer. I am gifting her a bar of the Dark and Devious. This is different. I was really scared of this bar when I read the description. So it includes black pepper, star anise, which is like a black licorice, cinnamon, and smoked absinthe. None of these are in my wheelhouse. None. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I feel like there is probably some sort of like hidden plum or berry note in here that's maybe tying it together for me. I can't say it's my jam, but I also haven't warmed it yet, but on cold, and like I can tell there's definitely cinnamon in it because I'm sniffing it and I can feel myself starting to get congested. And like, I know a lot of people get like headaches and stuff from cinnamon. I don't get a headache, but I feel like I maybe have a mild like nasal allergy to cinnamon, because it really, like, heavy cinnamon will stuff me up like nobody's business. And smelling that bar, like I can feel it. I can feel it starting to stuff me up. It probably doesn't help that in this month's whiff box, it also came with cinnamon buttercream, which we know is not my jam. And baked apple pie, which is like super heavy on the cinnamon, and I have to mix that with like vanilla bean buttercream or my personal favorite vanilla waves to get like a caramel pie a la mode. It's delicious, but it really cuts through that cinnamon for me. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about this bar. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. Like, I really thought it was going to be awful for me. I thought it was going to be one of those where I'm like, oh, Lord help me. It's not bad. I probably will not melt it in the office though, because this is a small space and I think this is going to be a powerhouse. So I will probably keep it to the open concept where it's a little more airy. Maybe I can crack some windows and see how that does. But so I kept 1 bar for myself to give it a go, and then I did set aside 1 bar for her as well. But I always do my wax in a 6-pack. So the other bars that I picked up were 2 more of the Olaf Warm Hugs. You guys, love this. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this because it's in my melted basket. So I'm not going to go off on a tangent yet on Olaf and all of the warm hug feelings that he gives me. We will instead take a quick, and I'm trying to like, this is all like a new setup for me, so figure out where my camera goes, but we will talk about Muppets here really quick. So on first sniff, when I first got this, like, I know that this has been described as like a really nice, fruity, kind of like springy summer scent. The first thing that it took me to, and this is going to sound insane, is the roller rink. So I know, crazy, right? Back when I was younger and the world was maybe just slightly less crazy or not as known as crazy, you know, our parents used to just drop us off on a Saturday afternoon, hand us some cash for 4 hours and leave us at the roller rink, right? No questions asked. This is what this reminds me of. It's candied. So this is melon, cherry berry, Valencia orange, and creamy vanilla. This smells like candy and like middle school body spray to me. It's really good, but like the first thing that I thought of when it was like walking into the roller rink, you know, because everybody, you've got the slushies and you've got the snack bar and you've got the candy machines and you've got everybody. It almost has got like a gum, like a fruity bubble gum, like kind of fragrance to me. Like I can picture like back in the, what was it, early 90s? Lord help me. Early 90s, late 80s. Like everybody chewed gum, right? This kind of reminds me of like teeny bopper gum. It reminds me of the roller rink. Like you walk in and you just get that heavy, like mixed fruit, like, cause everybody's got a different flavor. Like this really like candied mixed fruit kind of smell. It's really good. So I'm excited for this one. Depending on how it does warmed, it will determine whether or not Muppets ends up going in my club or not. But I am excited to give this one a try. So again, I know, crazy place for it to take me. And I haven't thought about the roller rink that I used to go to as a kid in years, but that's exactly what it reminds me of. So, all right, without further ado, let's talk some warming reviews. And we will start with the literal elephant on my desk here. I have gotten to warm, or partially warm, 3 of the bricks. Now, I did do samples of all 5. I don't feel like when I'm doing samples that is a really good, it's not a really good gauge because, you know, I've got a candy melter, so I'm melting through it quickly. I'm dipping quickly, or I'm pouring it into molds quickly, or whatever the case may be. I don't feel like I get a really good feel for it because it's not just like going, it's like I pop it in and it's done. So I have gotten through my 3 favorites so far because while I am ready for all of the holiday feels, the 2 with the most amount of spice kind of, I think the maple will probably work out okay, that vanilla maple, and that will be the next one that I try, but I am like terrified to melt the orange pomander. It's so much spice, you guys. It's super heavy spice, and my cousin was here on Saturday because we did Elena's 3rd birthday party, right? Because she's my October baby, and she's sniffing through the bricks, and she's like, I love this. I sent her home with like half a brick. I'm like, I'm keeping enough to warm, to do a warming review, and the rest of it is yours. Here's some free wax. So that's really how it went down. So I've got enough to do a warming review. I will suck it up and do it at some point in the next couple of weeks before we do another Empties. But the bricks are coming out on Monday, so I wanted to make sure that we talked about at least my 3 favorites. Because at least I can give you good reviews on those, right? So, all right. So I started out with Pink Poinsettia. And this is a really nice fruity, like it's like a Christmas fruit. It's a winter fruit kind of fragrance. So like if you're not feeling like that super, like, you know, a lot of the times, and heavy is probably a bad word for it, but it's the first word that comes to mind. A lot of the holiday scents can be a little bit heavier. You know, they're heavy on the spice. They're heavy on the thickness. They're heavy on the strength. So if you're looking for something just a little bit like lighter and fresher, and I don't want to say springier because it's clearly a winter fruit, but I could totally melt this in the summer and the spring and be fine with it. This is a really nice fruit combination. And let me see if I can get up. You know what? I'm not even going to try. Because I'll spend too much time looking at my computer. But I know that there's like pomegranate in here. And that pomegranate really comes through nice. It's got that pop of the pomegranate. It's a beautiful fruity scent. So it is not a super strong performer. I will say that. I could stand for it to perform a little bit better, but I think, and we'll discuss it even though I don't have the bar. So I think maybe not following Scentsy's recommended number of cubes in my warmers is part of my problem on some of these lighter performing bars. So when we did the switch around of the rooms, right? I've been sitting on a bar of Mickey's Oh Boy because I couldn't smell it. Like there was nothing to it. And to me anyways, now that we have, I figured, okay, so this is a lighter scent. We've moved the girls into a smaller room. This is going to be the perfect setting to go ahead and use this lighter bar. It knocked my stinking socks off. Like I could not believe, I could smell it coming down the stairs. I swapped out their Dream Big warmer and put in the cloud, the Above the Clouds. So it's an element warmer. It's got a cloud, little cloud lights up as a night light. And they recommend putting 4 cubes into that warmer. Now, 4 in that dish, I will tell you, would definitely have caused an overflowing situation. But I put 3 cubes into the Above the Clouds warmer and just 1 into her Stella, or her corn, as we call her. Both of them are element warmers. But putting 3 cubes of wax into that, like I said, that blew my mind. That was the strongest fruit punch smell I have ever experienced through all of Scentsy. And like, sniffing the bar on cold, even now, because I didn't use the whole bar in the room. Like, seriously, I still get nothing sniffing the bar on cold. I'm like, it's a nice fruit. But putting 3 cubes into that Above the Clouds warmer, really, like, it zings. It brings it to life. So with these last 3 cubes of pink poinsettia, I'm going to try to isolate that in here, I think. Because I go through 3 brick cubes just to fill the majority of my warmers on the main floor, excluding what's in the office here, because I cut these into 4. I think maybe I need to cut this in half. And a few of my warmers that call for 4 cubes, I might just have to throw the whole cube in. I'm going to have to see. So on these ones that are lighter performers, and I think pink poinsettia is a fantastic example of that, because had I known that Mickey was going to perform the way that he did, I would not have put him into that tiny space, or just not have put as many cubes in, because it was, that citrus zings, man. So maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Now, that being said, let's move on to Fluffy Fleece. This is a powerhouse. I would not put 4 cubes of Fluffy Fleece into one warmer. This is beautiful. This is definitely my favorite. It was my favorite on cold. It's my favorite warming. Like, I can smell it from here. I can smell all of it. It just smells like fresh laundry right out of the dryer. It is very downy-esque. There is a slight floral element to it, but I am not offended by this floral whatsoever. It's a downy floral. Like, I swear to God, I smell downy fabric softener. And it's lovely. On a cold day, this is beautiful. Like, I would not want this going on a hot summer day, to be honest with you. It is very, like, warm and cozy, and it just gives you all of that, like, warm blanket feels. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. It is my favorite. It is a powerhouse performer. This is gorgeous. I just love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, and then we will finish up here with Spiced Eggnog. So Spiced Eggnog, I've got that going today, actually. And it's good. It's very good. I think maybe today wasn't a good day for it. It's kind of in the 70s. But like, I want to get through this. I think maybe once Christmas actually gets here and I can maybe mingle the eggnog with some pine, that will really give me the Christmas feels. To me, I know that a lot of people say that, Scentsy doesn't get that boozy note to come through. I get the rum. I totally get the buttercream out of this. I'm not offended by it, but I feel like I need to have this going with something else. Maybe a cranberry, maybe a pine. Not in the same warmer, but like alternating warmers. To really give me that like Christmassy feel. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We love eggnog. I love the way eggnog smells. This is a perfect rendition of eggnog for me, and I will be getting another brick or 2 of this. It will be going into my club. Same thing with Fluffy Fleece. I'm on the fence about the pink poinsettia just because, you know me, I like the powerhouse fragrances. But like, I need this mingled with something, and maybe like Be Merry, because that's a cranberry pine. And then that would give me all of the, like, the Christmas feels. Like, I just feel like I'm not seasonally appropriate for this right now. If that makes sense. And I know that sounds so stupid because I'm like, give me all the pine. But I'm not ready for that yet. Not with the current weather situation. Like the minute my Christmas tree goes up though, I can totally rock me out some spiced eggnog. I'm a weirdo. I don't know, you guys. I'm weird. Okay, so let's talk about the basket. Oh, we've got another brick. So in my cleaning out of things, and this is one of last year's bricks, this is the Marshmallow Man Cocoa. In the rejigging, I kind of noticed that I only had like 2.5 cubes left of this, and I'm like, why am I sitting on it? And Marshmallow Man Cocoa is so good. It literally just smells like an Andy's Dinner Mint. But it is, again, it's another one of those really, like, I want it to be cold. I want it to be Christmas. Like, I'm finding, like I said, the Christmas scents are, like, my favorite category of fragrances. And while I'm not ready to give up Halloween, I'm ready to start melting all of these wonderful things. But then I pop them in, and I'm like, this doesn't really fit the day. So we're getting there. We're working on it. But this is really good. It smells like an Andy's Dinner Mint. I got another brick of this left. I will be making good use of this brick this year. Okay. I normally like to start with non-wax. So let me see if I can. Vanilla Blackberry. So I've got a scent circle of Vanilla Blackberry going in the car right now. I mean, I don't think it's really going. Scent circles don't last forever for me. But I had Bright Cider Life going in the car. And I love Bright Cider Life. I do. But I didn't even get a full 30 days out of this set, which made me really sad. Like, I can sniff the pods. And I can still smell, like, in the pods, they're beautiful. But it is not dispersing through the car in the way that I want it. It's just not. I don't know if maybe I can let them live out the rest of their life in a drawer because they still smell really good. They're just not as strong as I would really like them to be in the van. But I do have, like I said, the car bar of Bright Cider Life. I usually get about 2 to 3 weeks out of a car bar, if I'm being honest. I know they say up to 30 days. But, you know, it's still got a little bit of fragrance left. But again, it's just not as strong as I would like it. I really like strong fragrance. And we were headed to the zoo, and I didn't have time. Or, well, not that I didn't have time. We were headed to the zoo to do the final finale for Elena's birthday. And I forgot. I forgot to grab something different to throw in the van. But because I'm always carrying scent circles and stuff in my purse, I did pop that up there so that I would have a nice, good, strong fragrance while we were doing the 1.5-hour drive to the zoo. So that is currently in the van. It's probably dead by now because it's been a week. But it's nice. It's nice if you want just like a brief change up. The scent circles work really good. We got through some cotton cleanups. I actually topped them up in my basket. So I was really excited to get my back order of cotton cleanups. I do get 2 of them in my club. So I'm going through them pretty quickly. I might need to up that to 3 sets of cotton cleanups in my club, but partially that's because Elena's helping me. I have since moved my really cute decorative basket because today, as I was making her lunch, she came to me and went, "Here, Mommy, a cloud." And she had shredded one of my golden Scentsy gold cotton cleanups, and I about died. I'm like, no, those are so hard to get. Please don't do that. But she brought me a cloud. So the clouds have moved. So we might need to add a 3rd pack going forward. Okay. Let's see. I finally finished off a sugar scrub in Mahalo Coconut. So, you guys, it doesn't really smell like much anymore because I rinsed out the tub. Part of me was really sad to see it go because I love Mahalo Coconut, and I had already purchased, like, I bought 2 scents when they first came out, 2 sets of the body cream and 2 sets of the sugar scrub. And then we went to, back in May, we went down to Florida, and I brought it with me on our trip. And, you know, we were visiting with my grandparents, and my grandma really liked it. Now, I had just packed and brought with me a brand new set the other set of this. And so I gave it to my Grams. So she got the other set. So part of me is really sad that this is gone. But the other part of me was really excited to start Appleberry and my sugar scrub. So Mahalo Coconut is out. Appleberry is in. All is right in my shower. Okay. Pretty much finished up a bottle of dish soap in Driftwood Bay. This was in the clearance section. I may actually still have a bottle of it left. There's a little bit, like, I don't even know why. You won't be able to see that in the camera. There's a little bit left. Like, if I tip this upside down, I could probably squeeze it out of the cap. But it's like, it's enough to maybe do 2 pans. And I'm like, do I really want to go through all of that work to wash 2 pans? I don't. And besides, I was ready to move on to my autumn road trip anyways. So, Driftwood Bay, extremely beautiful dish soap. Like I said, I may still have one in my stash in my cabinet, but I stashed my cleaning supplies in an upper cabinet that I need a step stool to get to, and I didn't look first. But this is a really nice cologne fragrance. I would do this again in everything. I would do this in wax. I would love to see Driftwood Bay come out in a body collection for Father's Day. James was obsessed with this. I know that he would do it in shower gel. He would do it in like a man's fragrance mist. It's very manly, I will give it that. But we like that woodsy manly fragrance stuff here. So Driftwood Bay, beautiful. I would vote for this 1,000 times over again if we had a chance to do it and bring back my bar. You name it, I'm in. Let's see. We got through a bottle of Autumn Road Trip and the Counter Clean. I really wish I could just buy this Counter Clean by itself, because the dish soap lasts me forever. But with the amount of crap that I have to clean in my house with the kids, and I use Counter Clean on legit everything. Everything. I used it like Elena, probably because she does so many memorable things. She got like red something on a brand new shirt, like the day I bought it for her, and it says, you know, apples, pumpkins, leaves, sweaters, whatever. It was super cute. She got red on it. I used Shout, put it in the wash. It came out still completely stained. I'm breaking compliance by telling you this, but I sprayed the shirt with it. Red stain came out perfectly. No more red stain. And my kiddo is home from school. Hi, baby. Mommy! Were you happy that Daddy picked you up today? Yeah, I thought that'd be a nice surprise. Excuse you. No.
I'm just going to check my backpack.
Okay, you go ahead and you check in your backpack, but you're not going to just drop it on my nice office floor.
I know.
So, anyways, Autumn Road Trip. Love this. I would buy 10 bottles of this in Counter Clean if I could get it by itself. Working on the dish soap.
Oh my goodness.
What?
A box of fun.
Okay, you're not opening that. That's not Mommy's.
What?
Because it's literally not mine. Oh, here's the scent pack I was talking to you guys about in the upstairs stinky old house linen closet.
SpongeBob!
Oh my goodness, you got a new folder in Mommy's least favorite character.
Yeah. SpongeBob.
I don't even know how you know SpongeBob because you're not allowed to watch him.
Look
Ooh, he's shiny. And it says, follow the rainbow on the back.
Follow the rainbow on the back. That's awesome.
So, lavender cotton came out of the stinky old house closet.
I can watch SpongeBob today.
Totally done.
I can watch SpongeBob.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
SpongeBob is off the allowed to watch it list.
But I can watch it. SpongeBob is the coolest.
Mom's had enough of SpongeBob in her lifetime to last her a lifetime. Okay, went through a 20-watt bulb. So I will actually be saving this box and putting my clear bulb back into it. I actually blew my bulb on my original Villains warmer because we were moving it around. And now bear in mind, this green bulb had lasted me from the original Villains warmer. So almost a year, right about a year when I got it. And this little green bulb blew.
It smells good. It's not dead.
Yeah, it's dead. It's not putting off a lot of fragrance unless you stick your whole nose into it. So anyways, the green bulb blew. And I, of course, I just ordered in a month ago, all of these colored bulbs
Hey, Mom.
in only 25 watt.
Hey, Mom.
So I've got another green bulb coming, but in the meantime, I'm using the clear. What?
I know. This one. In a minute.
No, baby.
Okay.
Okay, here is the package for the car bar in Bright Cider Life, which you already know about. Like I said, I didn't even get a month out of it. I got like 2 weeks out of that, and it made me so sad. Should we talk pods, and then we'll talk wax? Now, I think I did pretty good. I've kept it to 2 weeks. I managed to do this, about 2 weeks ago. Come on out, pods. Well, we're going to be talking quite a few pods, I guess. I guess we already talked some pods. Bright Cider Life pods. I have 2 pods of Mahalo Coconut. So these were in the girls' Disney Princess Wall Fan Diffuser that Elena took out. So these have been missing for quite a while. These were not used at any point in the last 2 months, to be honest with you. Again, back to my sweet nugs. We found these while we were cleaning the girls' room. Found the pods. This is why I love pods. This is why I love the fan diffuser, because if this had been wax, let's not even talk about what that would have been. But yeah, so we found those hiding in the girls' room. This was the other pot of pink haze. I told you guys, I knew that there were supposed to be 2 pods of pink haze in the last one. I found it. It was up on my shelf. I guess when I tossed them up into the basket, I must have overshot one of the pods. So this was supposed to be in the last Empties basket. And I do have 2 pods of Farm Stand Pumpkin. Now, Farm Stand Pumpkin, I do get about 2 weeks, roughly, out of a set of pods in the downstairs bathroom. So Farm Stand Pumpkin came out. First day of fall went in. First day of fall, however, was... We've had to turn on the heat at night again, you guys, because, in the Midwest, the weather gets funky. Okay, it gets super funky. It could be like 90 during the day and 50 at night. So the house at night has been getting a little chilly. So I do have the heat set to kick in if the house drops below 70. Well, it drops below 70 at night. So while I've enjoyed the longevity of summertime in my pod system, now that the heat is blowing in my main bath, which happens to be right under the wall fan diffuser, we are going to go through pods quicker than I would like. So, like I said, I normally get about 2 weeks out of a set of pods, or out of a pod. If I've got 2 of them in the fan diffuser, then I'm obviously going to go through 2 of them. If I'm just using them in my car, I usually get 2 weeks out of a pod. So, but with the extra heat, the first day of fall did not make it a full 2 weeks. I did pop out first day of fall. These are barely scented. Now, I will say this, with the heat kicking on at night, the fragrance does disperse quite nicely, because I can smell it really good in the morning when I come down the stairs, and I'm like, oh, I can smell the bathroom pods, but I know I shouldn't. Because it's around the corner. So I do know it's because the heat's kicking on. So these lasted only about maybe a week to a week and a half. I was pushing it, getting it to today, but I have since then changed them up with my last remaining set of pods in Prickly Pear and Agave. Now, I did not like this in wax.
Hey, Mom.
It gets funky when it's melting. But in pods, I love this. This is like that scent of Prickly Pear and Agave that I get on cold that never goes sideways on me when it's warming. So I've been kind of hoarding these, but I felt like, okay, I've done pumpkin. I've done more pumpkin and caramel, like super heavy fall scents. I was in the mood for something a little lighter and brighter in the bathroom. So we did swap that out and put in Prickly Pear and Agave. All right, let's talk wax.
So,
Now,
Mom,
yes, baby.
look at in the inside.
Ooh, look at that. That's fancy.
It has a snail shine.
And it does. His name is Gary. I know, because Uncle Doggy used to torture me with that show.
You did?
Yeah, Uncle Doggy used to make me watch it on repeat.
Bow. Uncle Doggy.
My brothers are great. Actually, no, I love my brothers, all three of them. But one in particular used to torture me with some of his cartoons.
I'm going to watch my iPad on DVD.
Okay, you go for it. Go hang out with Daddy. No, I do not want your lunchbox in my office. Go put your lunchbox on the counter. That way you can find it in the morning. So,
crackers, and I didn't eat them.
why didn't you eat them?
I'm going to eat them already.
Okay. Okay, so sorry. Let's talk wax. We'll talk wax really quick. So it doesn't look like a whole lot, but that's because, you know, we've already talked about it. I've been working on some of the bricks. We have 2 bedroom scents here. So Olaf Warm Hugs. I love this. I love this bar. Absolutely crazy for it. So it is like a toned down version of NHL Fresh Ice. I love NHL Fresh Ice. It is a powerhouse. This has the same mint to it that Fresh Ice does, which is really like cooling and calming and cleans your senses while you're, you know, going to bed. But it's got a creamy vanilla finish on this that really just takes out maybe some of that. I don't want to say like stingy, because it's not stingy. I just want like tones down. What is the word I'm looking for? Tones down the power, like the intensity. That's the word I'm looking for. This creamy vanilla tones down the intensity of that mint. That makes it the perfect bedroom scent. Olaf has gone into the club. The other one, you guys know how I feel about this. Graduation. This bar lasts for days. And it's this beautiful like vanilla leather. It's to die for. It is just, it's romantic. It's soft. It's almost slightly perfumey. Oh, it's beautiful. Graduation will never come out of my club. Oh, Lena's birthday. Let's talk about that. Where is it? Okay. So I did a bit of a three bar combo. I think birthdays should be fun and fruity and zingy. Like, I didn't want to put heavy fall scents in for her birthday. So the primary bar was Pink Sugarberry Mint. Now I only have one. One is not enough to fill my warmers. And this is just like a beautiful pink strawberry cupcake. To me, okay, I get 0 mint from this. I don't need the mint to come out in this. I love this just as it is. It's like a strawberry cupcake. Well, that's not enough to fill the warmers in the house, one. So I paired it with a bar of Radiator Springs. This is like a lemon cherry kind of lime, like a lemon lime cherry to me. So we did strawberry cupcakes with a cherry on top. For her birthday, it was a beautiful combination. Cars just, it's like a one day and done. Once that cherry goes, it like 1 minute it's there and the next minute it completely futzes out. But I did them in the same warmers in hopes that like the strength of Pink Sugarberry Mint would help Cars live longer. So Cars did live throughout the day. By the next morning, it was completely gone. You didn't get any cherry. You didn't get any Pink Sugarberry Mint, which kind of made me sad because it killed the longevity on this bar. But it was really just for her birthday party, so it wasn't the end of the world. So that was really fun. And then in the big room, I decided to do a bar of Pina Colada Cha-Cha because I was mixing 1 cube to 1 cube in the same warmer. 2 bars is not enough to fill the downstairs, and I needed something that complemented it. So most of the house, that combo, like the strawberry cupcake. And in the big room, we did Pina Colada Cha-Cha because it was just a really nice complementary scent to all the fun fragrances that was going through the rest of the house. Oh, speaking of NHL Fresh Ice. NHL Fresh Ice is beautiful. It came in my club. I had to melt it. It was just stunning. Oh, I missed it so much. This powerhouse through the downstairs. I only need 1 bar of this because it is such a strong performer. So I just kind of scattered it through the warmers on the main floor for the day. Oh, gorgeous. Love it. Can you tell I was in kind of a cooler scent mode? Because here we have a bar of Polar Bear Hugs. Of course. I put Polar Bear Hugs in our bedroom. I don't specifically get Christmas out of this. Don't get me wrong. It's like a sweet caramel. It's almost like a perfumey caramel. But it's really nice upstairs. It's really, really good in the bedrooms. It might perform strong enough in the upstairs, but I like it in the bedroom. I think it's a nice medium performer for upstairs. And I keep kind of like clicking my camera because my mom is calling repeatedly. I love her to pieces, but if I don't answer on the very first ring, then she'll just call and call and call. So I'm going to try to wrap this up here so I can call her back. Okay. We have a bar of Very Merry Cranberry. You guys, I totally jumped seasons this last 2 weeks. It's pretty. It's just a nice cranberry scent. I think cranberry goes good for fall and Thanksgiving too. I mean, cranberry sauce, right? I did cranberry in the kitchen. I know I only put Very Merry Cranberry in the kitchen. I just wanted something fruity. I just did. Red berries and spruce. Not that you can see. This is going in my office right now. Oh, you guys. I love red berries and spruce. It's so good. And I now have an office where I can close my door and enjoy all the pine that I want. So James's comment with it, even last night when he came home, he's like, I'm glad we put you in the office because I can just shut the door to your pine party you're having in there. So, it's gorgeous. It's lovely. It's fabulous. I just love it. I love it. And I cannot wait to melt this evergreen and icicles. That is going in next. I have a pine den where I can melt all the pine that I want now. Oh, look, a fall bar. We got one around the campfire. So good. So we had a really cool day where I could open the windows and I was just feeling that smoky campfire. Just enjoyed that wholeheartedly. And the last 2 bars, you guys, are both Christmas scents, minty Christmas scents. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing this week. Perfect Peppermint. So I did put this into a bedroom to kind of clear the air. So while James was in the hospital, my mom came and watched the kids and she brought her dog with. And while our dog, Storm, is totally fine with that, our cats are not. So the cats did actually like hide out in here when it was still Becca's room. And they were afraid to come out and use the litter box. My old man, my like 14-year-old man in particular, won't come out when the other dog is here. So he had found like a blanket for himself and was using that as his litter box. So I did obviously clean all of that out. I've since tossed the blanket, yada, yada. But it was still kind of like lingering in the air even after I cleaned it. Well, if you want to get a scent out of your house that's lingering in the air, Perfect Peppermint will do that. So I loaded up this room here after cleaning it with Perfect Peppermint. No more cat pee smell. And it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Love that. And then the last bar that we used is Silver Bells. I did put this upstairs into our bedroom. It's a really nice light mint. There's something else in Silver Bells too that I can't remember. This is a different it's not like a candy cane mint. Silver Bells is very different from like a candy cane mint. Let me pull that up real quick because I can't remember what it is. There's just too many different ingredients to remember in all the things, but Silver Bells is beautiful. And my computer is being stupid. I think I have to clean my cookies. Silver Bells, Scentsy. Yeah, because it doesn't want to pull up descriptions for me. Okay, so different description. It's candy canes. I know I just said it's not candy cane. I don't get heavy candy cane out of this. I do get them in. Over warm, welcoming pear and a blanket of caramel and vanilla sugar. I get more of the caramel. Like, it's kind of like a minty caramel vanilla. And it's pretty. It's really pretty. It's not a super strong performer. Silver Bells has been one of my favorites. Lex will tell you, though, that it performs bangarang in her dorm. But I am wondering, going back to my Mickey story in Pink Poinsettia, if maybe I've just been doing it wrong this whole time. So I will be picking up another bar of Silver Bells to see if using the 3 to 4 cubes really does bring out the performance in a warmer. So thank you very, very much for joining me today, you guys. And happy melting. Bye-bye now.